Today I am going to create 3 cute little journals that will match the accordion tags that we made on last week's Mass Make Monday video. Grab your 12 by 12s and let's get crafting. Hi everyone, thanks for tuning into my channel. You can see my desk is completely clear. I've spent all weekend working on my craft area and my supplies, and I have been organizing them and categorizing them and putting them in places and trying to figure out what is what and how is it going to all fit together. And there's amazing things going to happen. Stick with me. It's coming. It's a slow process, and the organization part was a big part of that. So today, what I want to make is some journals that will match the tags that we made in last week's video. If you remember, we made the accordion tags out of Michael's scrapbook pads, and I filled them completely up with different ephemera, and they're just really cute. And I decided that I wanted to stick with the fall theme and create journals. And I didn't want to make just one set out of a 12 by 12. I wanted to have one set with 3 different designs out of 3 different 12 by 12s. So when you look at it, I've got 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. So that gives me 9 journals. That also makes it 3 adorable sets of 3 journals. Add to that the tags that are all in the same color scheme, and we have a wonderful gift for someone, or a journal space, or whatever you want to show you. Where my lofty idea started was with creating a whole bunch of these, and these are absolutely stunning covers, and I will finish them. But to do a mass make with this type of thing, I can't finish it. I would have to do it little by little, so it would be 3 journals at once, and that's not necessarily a mass make. I want to have a mass make with 9 journals. So this, however, I like a lot, but maybe I like it better with this one. So the first thing I need to do is grab my paper cutter. And you guys, I cleaned up so hard. I found one ruler, and I found my second ruler as well. They are no longer lost. I can measure. I know what I'm doing. Or I'm pretending to know what I'm doing. How about that? Okay, this needs to be turned around so that I have all my measurements. I'm going to take 1 inch off so that it's not that huge. So all I need to do right now is cut 1 inch off of this paper to make it an 11. Then I'm going to cut a strip of 4.5. Inches. We're talking inches. And apparently my cutter isn't straight. That's going to be a problem. I'll make it work. And then the next cut we're going to make is going to be 7.5. So we don't have to cut anything. It is exactly 7.5. And I want another piece of 4 3/4 inches. Let's find the straight piece. So we at least start with a straight piece. There. And then we need 2 pieces of 6 we have 6 1/4 left that way, so I need a square. So I'm going to cut 6 1/4 this way as well. All right, so the first cut we did was 11 by 4 1/2 inches. The next cut we did was 7 1/2 inch, 7 1/2 inch by 4 3/4 inches. And then the third cut we did was 6 1/4, 6 1/4 by 6 1/4. I'm sorry, I use a different way of writing this. I have done it like that forever. So hopefully this makes sense to you. So 3 cuts, 11 1/2 or 11 by 4 1/2, 7 1/2 by 4 3/4, and 6 1/4 by 6 1/4. That also leaves you with a couple of extra strips that we can use to decorate the journals with. So I'm going to repeat this for the other 2 sheets as well. And I have to pay attention to how it is laid out. So I want to take the 1 inch off of this way. I want I want everything, I want it to be orientated like this. So I'm going to take 1 inch off of this side of the paper. There we go. Now it's 11. So now I'm going to go to 7 1/2. No, I'm going to go to 4 1/2. My brain is fried today. It's not working. There we go. That one. And then we're going to cut 7 1/2 by, so this should be 7 1/2. So I'm going to cut 4 3/4. And then this is 6 1/4, so I need to cut this to 6 1/4 as well, so that we have a square. And it leaves us some extra strippies to use as decorations again. So let's do it one more time, just so that it's in our brains. We're going to cut it to 11. Then we are cutting this to 4 1/2. Then we're cutting this to 4 3/4. And then we're cutting this to 6 1/4. 6 1/4, 6 1/4. I am going to fold all of them, or score all of them in half. So this is 6 1/4. So that'll be 3 1/8. and that should fold perfectly. This is the 7.5, so I need 3 3/4. And it should fold perfectly. And then this one is the 11 inches wide. So I need to cut, I need to score it at 5.5. And then it's perfectly, yeah, we have 3. But right now we have 3 the same. So I'm going to continue doing this, and I'll speed this up a little bit. Now I want to round the corners on all of them. I have some scraps of tea-dyed paper that I'm going to use for the most part for these. So they're all different sizes. They're from something else that I had made. And I have some, I think these will fit in here. Yes, they will. Are they wide enough? Yes, 6. I want to go just a little inside the covers, so I cut these at 6, and then I'll cut so that they'll, let me show you. I need 5 pages, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And all I'm doing is I'm folding it in half, just like that. That gives me a signature, and then it fits beautifully in here. I do want to round the corners on these as well though. So I'm going to do them all at the same time. So it is now a cute little journal. Well, not quite. I do have to still stitch it together. But we'll get some signatures ready. I have been preparing, so I think this one will need to be cut down a little bit, but it has all the pages. Yeah, 5 pages. So I'm going to grab my knife and cutting board and my ruler so I can cut it down just a little bit. It just needs a little bit off. So I'm gonna go right about there. I'm not, you can see, I am not measuring, I'm not doing anything. I am just eyeballing how much I kind of want to cut off. So then I just go around or along the ruler with my knife to cut the edges nice and straight so they will fit into the little journal cover. And I'm going over it multiple times. I'm not putting a lot of pressure onto the knife so that it stays. Woo! Nice and even. There we go. And let's make sure that this fits now. Cutting them down little by little. I want a nice, clean, sharp edge. And I think I succeeded. There we go. It's got a little bit of extra space here, but that is okay. So that's 2. And now we have to do these long ones. I have been prepping those pages because that's a lot of work. And you can see, like, I've been using scraps, so they are like tattered and rough, but I will make that work a little bit. I'll just put something on it or fold that over and make it look different. So that can go in there and it'll fit perfectly. So I just need to round the corners on this one and on the other one, and I'll speed that up for you so you don't have to sit there forever watching me round corners. All right, so all 3 have the corners rounded and they have the pages in. So I'm just going to clip them all together and I will carry on. All right, so I have the signatures to go in here. I just have to round the corners. Yes, I had done a little prep work. There we go, they fit pretty decent. And now that I have organized my craft area, I have space for my sewing machine. So it is actually sitting on my table, and that means that I can finish projects. And I also have a tripod so I can show you guys some sewing projects, which is exciting. I'd love to show you how I finish things. Oh my goodness, why am I struggling with this? It shouldn't be that difficult. Okay. It's still not correct. I think I got it now. Wow, that one was a struggle. So right now last night I made soup, and that'll be my lunch for the week. I have a meal plan made. I have my workouts scheduled. I have my recording scheduled. Everything is ready to go for the week, and it just makes me feel so much better knowing that I have my life somewhat under control. Thankfully, I don't have to worry about anybody else. It is just me. So I don't have to get supper ready for anyone. Like, if I don't want to eat, then I don't eat. It's that simple. Or if I don't want to eat till 10 o'clock at night, then I don't eat till 10 o'clock at night. This, I'm just noticing, has a little tear, but I have a cute little piece of washi that I'm going to put on here. I'm going to use a little glue. I'm just getting this making sure that this is going to be attached. There, just put a little glue on there. And I will put some washi right there. Isn't it cute? It's like a fall washi. I forgot I had this until today when I was tidying up everything and I was cataloging my washis. And I was like, oh my goodness, I have this. I need to use it. And I know exactly where I'm going to use it too. Well, not exactly that I was going to use it for tears in the pages, but yeah. You know, you can use boo-boo tape or you can use washi tape. And you just have immediately a decorated page too. Ta-da! Let me just, there's a little corner up here. And now it's down. The reason I'm putting glue down is because I don't trust washi to stay forever. So if I'm putting glue with the washi, then it's just going to be a little stronger. There we go. Another one put together. We have signatures in all of them. Whew, ready for binding. So I have 3 different color thread, and I believe that I prefer to go with the lightest. I think it looks good on this one. And I think it looks good on this one for sure. And this one, it'll just have to do. I can always go with this one, but because I want to keep it a set, I should do the same wax thread for all of them. So I'm just going to use the same one for all. I have my needle container. Yeah, like I'm organized. Today, I'm somewhat organized. I have my needle. I'll just do all of, like I'll show you how I do a couple, and then I'll come back after I've sewn them all together. I'm not going to bore you to death with some more. I'll start with the green one so you can really see how I'm doing it. I am going to take a thread that's roughly 2 times the length. I'll take a little bit more. I'd rather have too much than not enough. And I'm just going to thread the needle. I think we all know how to do that. And then I'm going to make sure that I have the center of the signature and that it is lined up exactly where I want it. There we go. And I'm pushing it in. And I'm just going to punch a hole. And another hole. This owl is not very sharp, so that's why you're seeing me struggle a little bit. It is making big holes, but I couldn't find my other one. There we go. I haven't found that yet. There's still some spots that I'm cleaning up. All right, so I have all the holes punched, and now I'm going to go in through the center. And I'm going to go to the top and come out inside. I'm going to go all the way across to the top, to the other hole. And then I'm going to take this thread in my hand so that I'm kind of pulling it away from the side. So I'm not sewing through the thread. Then I go to make sure that the thread is on either side of the middle one. I can take my needle off. I'm making a knot. It is pretty taut. I am doing another knot. And I'm making a little bow. Yeah, I feel like making a little bow in it today. Here we go. Cut off the excess. And we have one very cute little journal. It does need to get put under some pressure so that it stays nicely closed. Let's do the other green ones. I'll do all the green ones and then I will let you, or I will finish the rest off and then we'll go and decorate. It won't take much, but I like a finished product. Okay, I have the needle in there. Let's put the signature exactly how I want it to be because I can't fix it afterwards. Are the pages in the right spot? Looks like it. Yeah. Put it into the journal. Go to the center page and punch a hole in the middle. In the top. Ooh, that's a big hole. A little too aggressive there. And in the bottom. There we go. Then I'm going to go through the center to the top, across. Oopsies. Come on, we don't want to do that. There. I'm taking the thread in my hand and holding it away. And I'm going to go I am through the thread. Oh, because I'm holding it the wrong way. It helps when you're holding it the right way. There we go. Now it's not through the thread. I could see it happening and I wasn't sure why I was doing that. That's one knot. Second knot. Take this off. And I'll make another cute little bow. Now the third one I'm going to do a little different, because it is the rectangular one. And I want to have the edge on it before I start before I do anything. So what I want to do is I'm going to take this one of these discarded pieces and I'm going to fold it in half. There we go. Then I'm going to put it on here so that it lines up very nicely. There we go. Ink around it, if I can find my inkers. There. I already have ink on here. I believe it is one of the darker ones, probably espresso, ground espresso. So I'm just quickly going around to make it look a little prettier. I will ink around all of the edges later. There. And then I'm just attaching this like so. I'm just going to put a little bead of glue in there. It doesn't need a lot because it will be held together with the wax thread. So I'm just doing a little bead of glue right in there just to hold it in place for now. Whoa, I didn't want to do that. I'm just pushing it in a little bit more. There we go. Make sure the signature is exactly where I want it. And we repeat the process with punching holes. So we go through the center. On that side. And on, oh, come on. And on that side. Didn't want to go through at all. Okay, I'm going to grab a piece of thread again. Oh, I grabbed the clear one. Oh, that's okay. I'm going to show you anyway, so 1, 2. I'm going to grab a little bit more. There we go. And I'm going to sew it different, just because I feel like it. Okay, so instead of going from the inside out, I am going from the outside in. So I start on the outside, I go to the inside, to the one side, and I go all the way across to the other side. It's basically doing the exact same thing. You're just doing it in reverse. There we go. Push this through. Pull it taut. Take the needle out. I want to make sure that this is in very well. Just making sure. Okay, I'm putting the thread over to the other. Come on, it's not that hard. There we go. Over to the other side. Pull it just a little bit more. And then put a knot. And a second knot. And a bow. I just thought that would be a pretty cute little addition. I could have done it where I had a little bit of extra extra wire or extra string, but I don't. So it's just a cute little bow. I'm going to continue doing the rest of them, and I'll be back when they're all sewn together. All right, they're all bound. There's a big pile of them, and I'm just finishing the inking around all of them. I think they're very cute. And we're just going to do a quick decoration on them. I'm not going to do too much. The paper itself is pretty much speaking for the journals. I think they're very pretty and very simple. These are very simple little last minute gifts for Christmas even, or like if you have a birthday party you need to go to and you need a quick gift. These are wonderful. Of course, you don't have to make 3 or 9, I mean. You can just make one set out of one sheet of 12 by 12, right? If you have a double-sided, then you do have a little bit of extra. All right, so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to kind of repeat the idea that I did on these, on the kind of notepad journals. So I have these 3 1-inch strips. So I'm just going to double check here what I have used. I think I want to put, I'm going to put a strip of this right around the center. And they'll all be decorated differently because of course I only have so much of each. There we go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put eyelets through this. So for now, I am just going to ink around this. Just like that. So we'll do that in a minute. But if I do it, so I could glue it. But if I just put the eyelets right here and right here, it is going to be attached, but you can use it as a belly band. I was thinking about that. And then I have a little piece of this left, so I'm just going to put that aside. I'm going to do the same thing for all 3 of those. I want to make a closure on here as well with this. But I'm not sure how I'm going to do that. Probably with a piece of Velcro, I can do that. So if I come around to about there, put a button on here, and then a piece of Velcro underneath, and then you can like snap it up. That would work. Let's do that. Can probably cut that a little straighter. So I'll do that for all of them. They're all the same size, so I can kind of create them all at the same time and ink them, and then I can carry on. I don't want to take all that much time with this. So cute, it's so pretty. We'll just glue this half of the back part so that it has room to move. Oh, this is totally crooked now. I can actually take that away. I don't need it anymore. All right, I'm going to put this where I want it. There, I'm just gonna cut a little piece off of here so that it's not showing as much, and I'll put a piece of washi on it or something to make sure that it's nicely covered. So I'll do that for all three of those. Can finish these off really cutesy. I need my crocodile. Someday I will figure out how to use this. Okay, so I need to hold it fairly well together. That's one. And I'm right away going to put the eyelet in so that the paper isn't going to move anymore. I like that a lot. Okay. here as well. And put the eyelet in. And these have the backs to it. I always see people ask about that. I've said it before. So you see people asking if you can use that with your crocodile. Well, I haven't had any problems with it so far yet. It actually makes it look a little nicer, I believe. Makes it look more finished. How pretty is that? Okay. I'll do that for all three of these. Okay, let's put the Velcro on here. Velcro, had it. Okay, so to start with, I am not going to trust that they're going to do what I want them to do. So I'm going to fold them in half. That's step number one. Then I'm going to peel off the back off of one set. Okay, I want to make sure that they are perfectly aligned. I don't want no messiness. Okay, there we go. I'm going to put a little bit of glue right here. Now I've tried to use the 3-in-1 glue before, and it kind of dissolves the Velcro. The soft side goes on the closure, and then I'm just going to put glue on the other side. There. Fold it over to where I want it, and I'm going to hold it down for a second so that it can dry a little bit, and we'll do the other ones. Whoops. And fold it over and hold it down for a moment. I'm just pressing these a little tighter as well. There we go. I think they're really pretty, and I think these buttons are going to give it just the right touch. Okay, I'm going to have to take this piece off of them, and I'm hoping that these pliers will do the trick. Nope, I just broke the button, so those are not going to work. So I decided on these. I think these are stunning, and I think they will look very nice on here. Yeah. So I just need to take this off, and hopefully that's going to not make the button come apart. Okay. And I'll have to get hot glue to glue those down. So I'm going to finish that, but this is what that is going to look like. Let me zoom in on it. I think that is very, very pretty. So I'll just have to grab some hot glue so I can make it sit a little nicer. And I am going to plug that in. It's going to take a while to heat up. So in the meantime, I'm just going to tell you that I really enjoyed this project. I hope you did too. And if you do like these little mass makes, please let me know. I'm putting a lot of thought and work into them. So, but I'll be back and I'll show you the pictures at the end of the video. And at the same time, let me show you why I wanted these to be belly bands. I am going to take one of my, zoom you out a little bit. I'm going to take one of my accordion tags from last week, and I'm going to tuck them right in there. So I don't have to do a lot of decorating. The decoration is right there. And I will do the same for all the other ones. The colors will work for every single one. Here we go. It is very cute. Now one more. Let's do a green one. There we go. So these are very cute. And then it's going to be a set that will look like this. Where's my little one? Or my long one, I mean. Right there with the button on it. I believe this is a wonderful set. I may put these in my Etsy shop when I'm done with them. So thank you so much for watching. I really enjoyed this. I hope you did too. And please make sure to subscribe to my channel so you can see if there's anything else that I am going to do that is fall oriented for with these papers from Michaels, because they are absolutely gorgeous, and obviously there's a lot of different things that I can do with them. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on Wednesday for work in progress. I'll be working on my sewing journal. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.